Hey guys, welcome back to Jodie Baudek Productions and What's Right with Life. This is Kris! Everybody, I know I mention her to you guys all the time. Kris is the reason I'm in Chicago. She was persistent, so...
I was.
Pretty much, she was just like, just come up and have a conversation with me. And then pretty much it was like this, are you going to tell me no again? So it's awesome.
Well, you know, I had to take her into space. I was like, look, this has your name all over it. You need to come here.
And the crazy thing is, you guys, it looks exactly like my very first studio. And I just met you 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll let you tell a little bit of who you are, what you do, and then...
Sure. So my name is Kris Thotz. My business is called Serenity Family Wellness. I'm a chiropractor, acupuncturist, craniosacral therapist. I do some hypnotherapy as well, and I'm also a yoga teacher. Yay! I've been doing
CrossFit.
Yeah, I'm doing CrossFit for a while now. But I've been doing holistic healing in all of its forms probably for about 15 and a half years now. And I met Jodie about 2 years ago, and she came in and wanted to fix some stuff for her, and you know, she had a lot of the tools, so we just helped put the pieces all together, and she is the wonderful person that she is now.
Oh, thank you. It's crazy. I was struggling with some things, and Julie, who was a student of yours,
Yes.
said, I want you to go see Kris. And you know when you just meet somebody, you're like, that's my soul sister, I'm just done. So ever since then, it's been super cool. The really cool thing is I had suffered from psoriasis since I was in my 20s, and I'm still in my 20s. And
Time has stopped.
Yes, acupuncture stops time. But now I have to understand that I don't have it anymore, and like I'm still used to wearing my shirts to here and a turtleneck to hide things. And one session, and I was like, "What did you just do to me?" Like it was wonderful. So
that's because Jodie was ready for that level of healing too, because a lot of people that have psoriasis, there's an emotional component that comes with it, and she was ready to take care of that, where I give a lot of people that come in with psoriasis that aren't ready to take care of the emotional component. So her one treatment and fix is anomalous but good.
And that's what I love is your honesty, you know, and you'll be like, come or go, or I'm going to fire you because you're not doing what you're supposed to.
Well, you know, it's the truth of being able to meet people where they are at the time that they are, and being able to give people the tools that they need to help themselves move into the right direction. And sometimes that's not treatment right now. Sometimes that's treatment with someone else. Sometimes that's a break. Yeah. I mean, you have to give people what they're ready to get at the time.
Yeah. So what's your vision? Why did you want this?
Oh, as a yoga teacher, I have always wanted yoga and bar and Pilates and the gong bath. Let's not lie about let's resonate the whole building. And the teacher training, to have that in the space next door to us, you know, as our terminal version of a part of rehab for some of our patients, to make sure that, you know, we're all about movement and nutrition and healthy lifestyle and good sleep, right? It's like the big four. And we always want to make sure that we've got the capability to do that. So to be able to have that right next door from someone that cares as much as I do about the people that you're working with was what I wanted. And sadly, you know, I can't clone myself. Jodie's the closest thing I've got to my yoga clone. And so to have her in here to be able to practice what she preaches and speak her own truth and do all the stuff that it is that we need to be doing to make sure that we're giving our best to the people that we're helping on their journey of health and wellness.
Yeah, and guys, one thing I really, really want everyone to focus on is don't beat yourself up. That's so
it's big.
Yeah, it really is.
It's big, and I think as females, a lot of us take that responsibility on. More so because we've got that nurturing quality to ourselves, and so if something went wrong, it was our fault, and we'll take that burden on, and that's not your burden to bear. I mean, the only person that allows you to be guilted is you.
Absolutely.
And so if you don't allow yourself to be guilted, then you know it's a really heavy load to bear all the time, and you know whatever heavy burdens you've picked up along the way, you're welcome to put them down at any point in time.
Amen. Preach it, sister. Just preach it. Yeah, they're in the background going, yeah! Another one I want to talk about is the guilt that goes along with that is the shame, you know? And that's what I think what's beautiful about our space is, Kris says, she goes, we can treat physically, but then you have to go into that emotional part of it too, And I think yoga is just the most beautiful, like, I'll probably cry. I always want to cry in front of you guys. But it's the whole mind, body, spirit thing. You get on that mat and just, it all clicks. So I'm so excited to do this.
And sitting in the, and I always ask too when I used to teach people, and it happens with acupuncture too, where I'll ask people, they're like, ow, that hurts. And I'm like, physically or no? And they're like, it's not physical. I'm like, sit there. Sit there and let it unravel. Let it come out, because whatever's coming up is coming up for a reason, and it's coming up for a purpose. And this is part of our evolution. No one said evolution and change was comfortable. And this might just be part of the evolution and change that needs to happen. And nobody's telling you that it's going to feel good at the moment. You'll feel better later.
Yeah.
But it's stuff that needs to come up. So hang out in the muck that needs to come up.
Yeah, because so many times I feel like they push it, ignore it. It keeps showing up. You can't keep running from your problems.
No, and it's a safety mechanism from the brain, right? I mean, there's certain things in life that you have to get through and you have to go through. And so when you're like, I don't have time to deal with this right now, I'm just going to put that in my left hip, or I'm going to put that in my right shoulder. And we have places where we like to put stuff, right? And everybody puts their stuff in a different place. But eventually it starts to come up. And sometimes we'll be working on things physically, and people will tell us, you can see it in their face. There's a little bit of terror that comes up, and it's not being scared of it and not being ashamed of it, of letting it come up and letting it manifest for what it needs to come out as. And if that means that you leave mad, or you leave crying, or you just lay the rest of the time on your mat and you weep, okay, we will bring you Kleenex. And we will make sure it's a safe space for you, because that's what needs to happen for that time.
And that's something I want to stress so much. We're getting really into the teacher training, and we're going to do some modules on teaching you how to do your business. I mean, we got 2 girls here that are rocking and rolling in business, and we've been here and here and here, so we know
it's the roller coaster. Yeah. Welcome,
come on in. But the one thing that's so huge is making your patients, your clients, my guests, whatever you want to name them, safe. You have to make that connection with them, but you also have to let them know that they're safe, because then that's how they heal, and then that's how they grow. So that's something that I really want to focus on people doing. And you guys, I always give you homework. So I'm going to give you some homework of letting go of your guilt and your shame and being safe. Safe can mean so many different things
to so many different people.
Yeah. So what is safe to you? So you want to give them some homework? And let's do this all the time.
Homework. Oh, my newest homework that I personally started doing myself is, a lot of us use our cell phones as our alarm clocks, right? So what I challenge everybody to do is, you're welcome to use your cell phone as your alarm clock. Keep your phone on airplane mode, by the way, because that EMF in your brain all night long, not good for the sleeping. However, so your phone goes off, I want you to disconnect your alarm. And I would like you to start your morning off with a little gratitude journal.
Yes.
And so this is something I've been doing now for about the past couple of weeks, to just talk about the things in my life that I'm happy about, the things that I'm grateful for, but then also for my significant other, the things that I am happy with him about. Because after you have been in a relationship for a while, you like to nitpick all the tiny little things that you don't like about that person. And so I needed to bring it back for the things that I love about him, and the things that I want to constantly keep in my mind about why I'm with him. And what do you know? I've been a nicer person.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so that's how I start my morning out now, is with gratitude.
Okay, there was all kinds of giggles and looking around in the back here, so know that touched with a lot of people that was going on. So I am so excited, and this is not the first time you're going to see her face, because I'm going to try to make this a regular thing with her, hint, hint. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you, and I love you and appreciate you.
I love and appreciate you, and thank you so much for Jodie and for all of you for wanting to take the time to take care of your mental, emotional, and physical well-being.
Peace out, sister. Love you, bye.